Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Today I am doing a video about all the books that I have started and did not finish that is now going to be read this month and probably next month. I have to finish these few books by the end of this year, that's a fact. So I'm going to show you guys which books they are and what they are about, and then I will say why I didn't finish them or something like that. Now the hope is that I will finish these by the end of this year. That's the goal. I have a few other books that I also need to finish. So these are probably the most anticipated on my list that I have to finish for myself. And then I have a few others that I forgot one. Oops. Okay, forgot one. But yeah, so let's start with explaining why most of these books are not finished, and that's either because I started the book going into it with other expectations, or either the writing style wasn't really my thing, or the fact that I had so much going on in my life at that moment that I just couldn't focus on it. I didn't finish a few of these books, not necessarily because they are badly written, but more because I had so much going on in my life at this moment. So yeah, let's start with one that I actually have read and finished, but I am rereading it so I can start the next book, and that is actually The Bridge Kingdom. And for reference, I really do like this book. It's a really good book, but I really do want to read it again just to freshen up my memory before going into the second one. I've got up until page 136, something like that. So I do think this is going to be the next one on the list that I am going to read, just because I have read this and I actually already know the story. So, quick synopsis: raised as a warrior, Princess Lara knows two things: King Aron of the Bridge Kingdom is her enemy, and that she must be the one to bring him to his knees. The Bridge Kingdom is the only route through a storm-ravaged world, and it uses its power to deprive its enemies, including Lara's homeland. When she's sent to be King Aron's bride, Lara will do whatever it takes to bring down the kingdom's defenses, even if it means seducing her new husband. Yet, as she learns more about the wars to possess the bridge, Lara's feeling for Aron transforms from hostility to passion, and she faces a terrible dilemma: which kingdom to save and which to destroy. So this is one that I really want to read, because the next one is The Traitor Queen, and I have read that it's really good, so this is going to be the next one. I'm currently reading The Everking, by the way, and I'm really liking it. I like it so much that I actually want to buy the actual book and not just have it on my e-reader. So yeah. Next one is probably going to get a little bit of commotion, because everybody who loves Sarah J. Maas loves this series so much. And that is Throne of Glass. Now, I have started this book quite a few times. I even took out the card where I was because I just couldn't focus. So I probably will read this again, because I've heard that the further the story goes, the better it gets. So I probably just have to suck it up and just go through this and then see whether or not, because I do have the second and third book of this series as well, which kind of sucks because they did change the covers. So yeah, have to go and read this one. This is quick synopsis again. Meet Selena, I'm gonna say it like that, Selena Sardotien, beautiful, deadly, destined for greatness. In the dark, filthy salt mines of Endover, an 18-year-old girl is serving a life sentence. She is a trained assassin, the best of her kind, but she made a fatal mistake. She got caught. Young Captain Westfall offers her a deal: her freedom in return for one huge sacrifice. Selena must represent the prince in a To the Death tournament, fighting the most gifted thieves and assassins in the land. Live or die, Selena will be free. Win or lose, she's about to discover her true destiny. But will her assassin's heart be melted? So, when I read the synopsis, it sounds like a book completely for me. So, it's not like I don't think the story is going to be worth the read. But I have just never finished it. And I know that I have to finish it, because the other books are going to be so good. And I do love A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I actually also love Crescent City. So, what's wrong with this book that I cannot finish it? Tell me, guys. Let me know why. Next up is actually a pretty recent purchase. I'm going to start with Chaos and Flame by Tessa Grayton and Justina Ireland. They were sworn enemies. Fate had other plans. An assassin, a soldier, a prince, and a deadly game of power. This got me actually hooked because of the dragons. I'm trying to write a story also involving dragons, because I think dragons are my most liked fantastical beast, to be honest. So, I'm gonna be honest, guys. The names of these people, I think that's a little bit why I stopped reading it, because I was getting like, jeez. But when Darling Seabreak's families were murdered by the ruthless house dragon, she swore she'd get revenge. And first to die will be their bloodthirsty war general, Talon Goldhoard. Talon Goldhoard will defend his family at any cost, so when he meets Darling, a ferocious girl who looks exactly like the one his brother, the High Prince Caspian, has painted obsessively for years, Talon is instantly on his guard. Neither could have anticipated the thrilling chaos they will bring to the other's life. With their world catching fire around them, they must navigate betrayal, prophecy, and love. This is a game where nobody knows the rules and everything is to play for. So I have to say, it still sounds really good to me, and I know that this is probably also a story that I will like. Otherwise, I would not have picked this up. I started this book and then we got some unfortunate news, and I struggled with a lot of migraines, so that's why I didn't finish it. So I think I will go this first and then this second, or I might take this with me to holiday. These two, I don't know yet, guys. I don't know yet. Then we have A Curse of Crows by Lauren de Droog. Lauren de Droog is a Belgian author. I'm from Belgium as well, so I've gotten up until page 187, which isn't bad, guys. It really isn't bad. But I don't know what it is about this book. It just couldn't hold my attention. I didn't like the writing style at some points. It was getting a bit complicated as well, so I just stopped with this one. A female villain origin story encompassed by rich mythology and set in a fantasy world of world fans of Sarah Yama's will devour. Ever since she was a child, Diana worshipped and offered to the gods, even a god of malice, whom any sane mortal avoids like the plague he might bring to their doorstep, like the deals that the god is known for. But when Diana finds herself in desperate need of help and prays to the god, she finds herself entangled in one of those very deals. Yet Karis isn't the villain she'd been taught to avoid, and the demons she feared while growing up are not the enemy. It's not hell she should be wary of, but the realm of the gods, where thorns hide beneath spoken words and vows. While Diana learns her place in this game of thorns, she finds herself tested again and again, but everyone has their limit. Dive into a new and original high fantasy series where chaos thrives and the truth is buried beneath the rubbles of eons of secrets and schemes. Yet truth is like a stubborn reed, it always finds its way. I picked this up being like, I'm going to support a Belgian author and it's going to be fantastic, and it's one of the first who has written a book in English, so I just wanted this to support her, and I am probably going to finish this one day, but not very soon at the moment. I think this is probably a book that I have to read when I'm in the right state of mind, to say it like that. I have to be in the mood to read this book, and at the moment I am not. So this will come hopefully by the end of this year, but I have not finished this. Next up is The Witch's Blade by A.K. Mulford. If you see my vlog, if you saw my latest vlog, you will see that I have begun with this book. This is the second one. I have read The High Mountain Court, and actually, to be honest, I don't even know how that ended. So when starting this one, I was like, what the hell is going on? I don't remember. I am currently at page 34. So far so good. It's not the best at this point, but it might go all directions, to be honest. When I started The Everking and I've read the first chapter, I was actually like, maybe I should just put it away because it's not getting my attention, and now it's like I'm giving it 5 stars. So we'll see how it goes. Next up we have Queen of Myth and Monsters. I like the first one, which is King of Battle and Blood, I think. I thought it was a really good book. It was, for me, I think a 4-star read. So I thought, like, you know, get me the second one and I will finish it, and this is going to be great, it's going to be epic. And for some reason I just could not focus, so it's not like it's bad. I mean, the first one was really good, and most of the time the second one is even better. So I know that I will have to finish this one at some point, and I will, but I think I will read the final chapters of Battle and Blood first and then go straight into this one. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So oh, I didn't read the synopsis of The Witch's Blade. I'm not going to do so because it's the second book. You guys have to read the first book. But this is also the second book, so maybe I just read. I will read the synopsis of The Witch's Blade. The High King of the North is dead, and his son sits on the throne. With 18-year-old Ruadora. Guys, pick easier names, please. This is not fun. The Makkus won't allow the frustratingly handsome head that wears the crown to lay easy. She is his sworn enemy and a warning, with the immortal blade at her hip. It is more than a weapon to be wielded in battle. It is an artifact of legends whispered and power untold. It might be enough to turn back the darkness shadowing the land, for there are rumors rising of an evil stirring in the north, with a curse on his lips. With the eyes of her newly found family on her, Rua must prove herself worthy of the immortal blade if she is to break the spell over the Blue Witches. But the greatest challenge she will face is her growing connection to the Northern King and what it could mean for her people and her heart. So yeah, that's basically The Witch's Blade. I kind of like the High Mountain Court. I think I've rated this 3.5 stars. And also this story is about another person. This story is about Remy. Remy is Rua's sister, and Rua is the younger sister of Remy. So Remy is also a crown princess. So yeah. Now onto the synopsis of Queen of Myth and Monsters. Isolde, newly coronated queen, has finally found a king worthy of her in the vampire Adrian. But their love for each other has cost Isolde her father and her homeland. With two opposing goddesses playing mortals and vampires against one another, Isolde is uncertain who her allies are in the vampire stronghold of Rebecca. Now, as politics in the Red Palace grows more underhanded, inexplicable monster attacks plague the villages, and a deadly crimson mist threatens all of Cordova. Isolde must trust in the bond she formed with Adrian, even as she learns troubling information about his complicated past. So that was Queen of Myth and Monsters, and like I said, I thought this was the first one was a really good book, so the second one is going to be pretty good as well. And then on next is this Woven Kingdom. No, the second one. These Infinite Threads. So I have started this. I have finished this Woven Kingdom. I really did like the story and where it was going. So I picked up the second one. And I've started the second one. I only got in like a chapter or 3, I think. Maybe even less. And I'm really excited to see where this is going. But I just couldn't focus at the moment. The main reason I didn't finish any of these books is because of the focus, lack of focus, or too much going on in my life. So I know I need to make more time to read some of the sequel books. So with the heat of a kiss, the walls between Alisaie, the mysterious servant girl, and Cameron, crown prince of the Ardunian Empire, have crumbled. And so have both their lives. Now Cameron's grandfather, the king of Ardunia, lies dead, and Alisaie has been stolen away by Cyrus, ruler of Tulin, to help him fulfill his promise to the devil. Facing betrayal at every turn, Cameron is left to pick up the pieces of his broken kingdom. All he knows for certain is that he must avenge his grandfather and find Alisaie. Trapped in Tulin, Alisaie wants nothing to do with Cyrus or his devilish deals. But with no means of escaping, and with the tantalizing promise of fulfilling her destiny as the heir of the ancient Jin kingdom, she is forced to wonder whether she can set aside her emotions and finally become the queen her people need. Full of magic, romance, and betrayal, These Infinite Threads is a heartbreaking sequel to the instant New York Times bestseller, This Woven Kingdom. So I really did like the first book, so I think the second book is going to be good as well. I like the writing style. Not everybody liked it, I've heard, but I thought it was really good. So also aren't these chapter pages incredibly pretty? I mean, so pretty. So that's basically all the books that I want to finish probably by the end of this year. I am excited to start some of them. I'm a little bit nervous to start some of them. And then we'll see how far we go. I still have quite a few unread books in here that I really do want to read. But I don't know where to start, to be honest. If I can tackle these few books first, then I will be more than happy. And if I can finish these books first, then I think it will be a big accomplishment. So we'll see how far we can go. Are there any of these books you guys say I should start first, read first? Let me know. And then we will discuss it in a next vlog. I'm now going to finish The Everking because it is amazing and I really did like it. So yeah, talk to you guys later, guys. Bye.